Hi Vishal, hi Puja. Congratulations
Hello.
on being selected as the speakers for the Global Testing Retreat by Agile Testing Alliance. Thank you so much for joining today for the speaker interview. Vishal, would you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure, Pallavi. Thank you. And prior to giving introduction to myself, if I can take a moment to pass on my thanks to the entire ATA committee, first of all, to giving us this opportunity, because if I speak personally for myself, previous year I was a participant in the ATA and now it's the flip side. So that's how it feels. And the emotions are on the top, the excitement is on the top, and the
Great.
way the topic selection has gone so far. So thank you, and immensely thanks to the entire team who has worked behind this. And I can speak for Pooja as well, that to have our topic in the final section as well. And about myself, so myself, Vishal Parmar, I've been in the IT world 6.5 years, and over there, I've done various verticals. I've performed testing in various verticals, be it functional testing, core functional testing, automation testing, performance engineer. So I've done that, and as of now, I hold the responsibility of automation lead within the firm called Paul Mason Consulting, which is in Baroda, and we have two headquarters, one in Baroda and one in UK, Abingdon. So I hold the responsibilities of automation lead, and from exposure perspective, I have a good and firm grip on Selenium, Protractor, APM, and various things for the automation and for the performance. I've done API performance, web performance, and earlier phase I was mainly into mainframe development and mainframe automation, and then the automation journey started. So earlier phase was of mainframe development as well. So
Right.
yeah, I can you can say that that's brief introduction of myself.
Thank you, Vishal. Puja, would you please introduce yourself?
Yeah, sure. Pallavi, thanks a lot for giving us the opportunity. And this is kind of a first time wherein we would be speaking about the work we have done and the great work, problem statement we have achieved as a part of our exploration in our
Right.
automation journey. So, talking about myself, I have about 7+ years of industry experience, and I've worked around multiple roles, being an analyst, and then as a Java developer, and gradually working as an automation test analyst here in PMC. So I've automation
Hello.
engineer. You have to hello.
Yes,
Yeah.
Puja.
So
Yeah.
being yeah. So I believe that being an automation engineer, you have to perform these roles, and my past experience has really helped me get through this journey really in a really better way.
Sure.
So I've uh, apart from gaining multiple worked through several horizons and verticals of automation, be it API, load performance, process automation, be it desktop, web, and almost all such kind of automation in my experience over. 5 years of experience as a senior automation test analyst. So
Right.
currently, I hold a position as a senior automation analyst, and I am working around 3 years in the organization which Vishal just mentioned. So we both are in the same organization.
Right.
So
Right, Puja.
yeah,
BMC. Yeah. So,
yes.
Vishal, the topic of your paper, which is load testing beyond the apparent, where you talk
Yeah.
about the real browser-based performance testing instead of the protocol-based testing. What are your thoughts on that? What is that you are trying to convey through your talk and yours and Pooja's talk?
Yeah, sure. So, if as the topic says that load testing beyond the parent approach, so if we
Mhm.
can take a step back, and the main reason for taking that step back is to us reflecting why we have selected this topic, why this topic was our favorite one for this topic for this
Right.
session as well. So the apparent approach which we have seen in the market and current skills in the
Mhm.
market, which is for the performance testing of protocol based. We
Right.
might have heard about JMeter and the other platforms which help us to do that. So we have worked on that particular platform, but we had a problem statement. The reason I'm saying we is Pooja and I work on the same organization, and we came across the same problem statement
Right.
from the client requirement, and we have a tendency to think beyond the client requirement to help them have the future engagement, to help them have the better solution for the future and for the present as well. So when we came about that particular solution or the problem statement, we got to know that this is more of a user-centric performance testing rather than a protocol-based, which is the
Okay.
back-end performance testing, which gives us particular idea of that. So what we did, we had an investigation for that particular entity, which is because we wanted to search the internet to
Mhm.
let us know, is there any way to test the user experience, not the
Okay.
protocol experience, that
Okay.
how it's taking the time, but how the user will reflect that, how the user will, and how a real browser would reflect the particular entity. So that
Sure.
is when we came across this topic, and we did the investigation for that part, and that's how this apparent approach helped us in getting to know why this needs to go beyond the apparent approach, because this is where we need to follow, because if we see the current skills, if we see the current market requirement, everything is user centric. If
Right.
our API is, let's say, taking 3 millisecond or 5 millisecond, but if the user is not able to click on it, the whole purpose of the performance testing sort of goes a bit out of the window. So what
Mhm.
we did, we shifted a bit towards the user experience, and that's
Mhm.
when we got this particular term, which is a real time browser based performance testing.
Right.
How the user will feel, like how the user will
Mhm.
interact with the
Mhm.
application and the whereabouts for that. And for the further portion, I'll hand over to Pooja to have her views why this topic was selected.
Right. So, Pooja, my question to you would be that when you monitored your client application, when you took JMeter, the protocol-based approach, and when you took the real browser-based approach, did you see the significant difference in your way you are doing performance testing, the end user results? Were there significant changes which you experienced and benefit of that you thought?
Yes, yes, it was kind of a drastic change of
Okay.
what the traditional approach is and what
Right.
the modern realistic browser-based approach is. Because in if we talk about traditional, then it just gets us the performance and load on the backend portion. But
Right.
wherein in realistic load-based approach, we get to see that if a user clicks on
Right.
a particular web page,
Mm-hmm.
then from that point
Mm.
itself till it gets the response from the server, so
Right.
we get the performance or the overall performance of the entire journey.
Okay.
And apart from that, even this particular tool or the flood element which
Hmm.
we are going to talk about,
Right.
that that has several different miraculous features, I would
Okay.
say. And it supports different kinds of scripts from
Right.
different applications as well, along with their own service, which is a flood element.
Okay.
So whoever who is a part of automation background and who doesn't know the tool can
Mhm.
also leverage this
Yes.
particular tool and can explore more into this performance. So it's not only performance, it's a mix of automation plus performance. So we
Okay.
get an overall mix of everything
Right.
in a one solution.
Okay. So I'm sure audience will really learn about the tool which you're going to talk about, Flood, and how it changes the approach to performance testing from protocol based to real browser based. And the audience which are into performance testing, non-functional testing, will be highly interested in this talk, I'm sure. I would also like to appreciate the fact that you, being the participants in the previous GTR conference, you took the steps to actually uh, apply as speakers and then you got selected. So that's really great. It's like, a cycle coming into full. And I'm sure people
Yeah.
take inspiration from both you, Vishal, and you, Pooja, and they participate in the conference because it's a great platform to learn and network. One last question I have for you guys is that for Pooja first, I have this question. Pooja, how are you? How was your experience? So you have been to Australia, you are in India, in Baroda. So which place do you like better?
Pallavi, I was working as with an Australian MNC, but
Okay,
I was yeah, it was based in Mumbai
okay,
location.
okay.
So
So
yeah,
which city you
I've
like more, Mumbai or Baroda?
yeah, I've traveled from Bangalore to Mumbai to
Okay,
Vadodara now.
okay,
So if I talk about peaceful life, I absolutely love Vadodara. But
Okay.
yeah, if I get into that zone where I crave for that
Mhm.
fast life and
Mhm.
that enjoyment, then I absolutely go for Bangalore, because
Okay.
Bangalore is such a city that I definitely would love to settle in my future as well, because I absolutely love the weather over there
The Bangalore
and
weather,
the
yeah.
people. Yeah, because
Yeah.
you get to meet a different people
Yeah.
from all across India over there.
Yeah.
So that's a definitely a very good exposure.
I agree with that, Pooja. Vishal, how do you rate Baroda in terms of IT sector? Like, what do you think? Is it as great as Pune? Is it still emerging? Like, what are your thoughts on the IT sector at the Baroda state level?
Yeah. So in the Baroda and the wider region for that IT sector within Baroda and the nearby,
Hmm.
so it could be marked as an emerging one. It should
Okay.
be marked as an emerging one because there are a lot of opportunities over here. There are a lot of things which are because the place gets better by the people who are at that place. So there are
Right.
many bright minds within Baroda, and there are many person who are want to shift towards a city which is more of, as Pooja mentioned, there are
Hmm.
city with wherein a quieter place, not a fast life. So
Right.
Baroda would be there. And one thing which would be of help as well, that within 88 that is a Baroda chapter which is going
Yes.
to be in the future. So that will
Yes.
be of immense help in letting Baroda to be on that verge of being an IT
Yeah.
to be at the level which NCR, Noida, Hyderabad, Pune, and all the cities are.
Yeah.
Because the
Thank you.
culture is very good over here, and there are bright minds as well. So yeah, I would like to term it as, let's say, immersive one. Not there yet, but will be there.
Yeah, I can see that indeed it would be. So, all the best for your talk, Vishal and Pooja. And we look forward to hearing you at the Global Testing Retreat 2022 by ATA on the 10th and 11th December. Thanks a lot. Thank you for your time.
Thanks, Pallavi. Thank
Thanks.
you.